Get down! Get down the floor! Get down! Get down the floor! Get down! Get down on the floor! Get down the floor now! Down! Get down the floor! Down! Get down! Get down! Get down! Get down the floor!
In recent years, the relationship between law enforcement agencies and the communities they serve has become a focal point of public discussion and scrutiny. Incidents involving police use of force, particularly in urban settings, have sparked widespread debate about the appropriate use of authority, the effectiveness of de-escalation techniques, and the accountability of officers.
He was not listening.
A recent encounter in Walworth, South London, exemplifies these ongoing discussions, raising critical questions about policing practices in contemporary society. The incident began as a routine police engagement, but quickly escalated when officers attempted to detain an uncooperative suspect. Body cam footage released from the encounter shows the suspect disregarding verbal commands, walking away from the officers. This scenario highlights a common challenge faced by law enforcement: how to effectively manage non-compliant individuals while ensuring the safety of both the public and officers involved. As the suspect refused to comply, one officer made the decision to deploy a taser. The electrical discharge from the weapon caused the individual to collapse onto the pavement, prompting multiple officers to move in to restrain him. This sudden use of force elicited audible reactions from bystanders, many of whom expressed shock at the unfolding events. Their exclamations, captured in the background of the recording, underscored the public's concern regarding police conduct and the appropriateness of force used in such situations. The dramatic nature of this arrest has not gone unnoticed by community observers. Many residents and local advocacy groups have voiced concerns regarding the methods employed by police during the encounter. While Metropolitan Police representatives have confirmed that the incident followed standard protocols for dealing with non-compliant suspects, the public's reaction reflects a growing unease with the use of force in policing. Critics argue that such confrontations can exacerbate tensions between law enforcement and the communities they serve. The use of tasers, in particular, has sparked debate about the potential for escalation rather than de-escalation in high-stress situations. Community members have called for a more nuanced approach to policing that prioritizes communication and conflict resolution over physical force. Body cameras have become an essential tool in modern policing, providing transparency and accountability in police interactions. In this case, the footage not only documents the events as they unfolded, but also serves as a crucial piece of evidence for evaluating the appropriateness of the officer's actions. The availability of such recordings allows for a more informed discussion about police practices and can help to build trust within communities. However, the implications of body camera footage extend beyond transparency. They also raise questions about how this technology is used and the narratives that emerge from the recorded incidents. While footage can provide clarity, it can also be interpreted in various ways, depending on the viewer's perspective and biases. This complexity emphasizes the need for careful analysis and consideration when assessing police encounters. In light of increasing scrutiny over police use of force, many law enforcement agencies have begun to emphasize de-escalation techniques as a fundamental component of their training programs. The goal of these techniques is to reduce the likelihood of confrontations escalating into violence, thereby enhancing the safety of both officers and civilians. De-escalation strategies often involve verbal communication skills, active listening, and the ability to assess a situation effectively. Officers are trained to recognize signs of agitation and to implement strategies that can diffuse tension. However, the effectiveness of these techniques can vary depending on the circumstances and the individuals involved. In the case of the Walworth incident, the officer's decision to deploy a taser raises questions about whether de-escalation efforts were adequately pursued before resorting to force. Critics argue that a greater emphasis on communication and negotiation could have potentially changed the outcome of the encounter. The Independent Office for Police Conduct, IOPC, has been notified of the incident as part of routine procedure following taser deployments. This notification is an essential step in ensuring accountability within law enforcement agencies. The IOPC is tasked with investigating complaints and allegations of misconduct against police officers, providing an independent oversight mechanism that is crucial for maintaining public trust. Accountability mechanisms are vital in addressing community concerns regarding police practices. When incidents of force occur, thorough investigations can help determine whether officers acted within the bounds of their training and departmental policies. Moreover, these investigations can lead to recommendations for policy changes or additional training to prevent similar incidents in the future. The Walworth incident is not an isolated case. It reflects broader trends in policing within the UK and beyond. As public awareness of police practices grows, so too do calls for reform. The use of force, particularly against marginalised communities, has been a point of contention, prompting discussions about systemic issues within law enforcement. In recent years, movements advocating for police reform have gained momentum, highlighting the need for change in how law enforcement interacts with communities. The emphasis on de-escalation, transparency, and accountability has become central to these discussions. Community leaders and activists are pushing for policies that prioritise public safety without compromising civil liberties. To address the concerns raised by incidents like the one in Walworth, it is essential to foster a collaborative relationship between law enforcement and the communities they serve. Building trust requires ongoing dialogue, community engagement, and a commitment to transparency. One potential avenue for improving relations is the establishment of community policing initiatives. These programs encourage officers to engage with residents, participate in local events, and develop a deeper understanding of the community's needs. By building relationships outside of enforcement actions, police can create a more positive perception among community members. Additionally, ongoing training in de-escalation techniques, cultural competency, and conflict resolution can equip officers with the skills necessary to navigate challenging situations effectively. Investing in training and education is crucial for enhancing police practices and ensuring that officers are prepared to handle a variety of encounters. The police encounter in Walworth, South London, serves as a reminder of the complexities and challenges faced by law enforcement today. As communities grapple with issues of police use of force, the importance of accountability, transparency, and effective communication cannot be overstated. While the Metropolitan Police have confirmed that their actions followed standard protocols, the incident has sparked important discussions about the need for reform and the emphasis on de-escalation techniques in policing. As society continues to evolve, so too must law enforcement practices, with a focus on building trust and fostering positive relationships with the communities they serve. By prioritising accountability and embracing community engagement, law enforcement agencies can work towards creating a safer and more just society for all.